December 28th. My name's Kim Jones, in for Kay Adams, and alongside Nate Burleson, Kyle Brandt, and Sean O'Hara.
Hey!
Let's get to some highlights. It is time for
The Lead Block! Let's get to those highlights that Kim mentioned, courtesy of Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Look at the shock and awe. Boom! That's pretty much Rodgers and Devontae right there. Now, this was jumped off the marquee, and it did, Sean.
Let it snow.
It's supposed to be Rodgers versus Henry. Spoiler alert, Derrick Henry will not be featured in this highlight package, but Devontae will. First drive of the game, totally effortless. A ho-hum, almost perfunctory touchdown drive by the Packers. And Devontae doing Devontae things. Headbutts, handshakes, all that stuff. Do you want more Devontae? Nate, does it get better than that?
Oh, it doesn't get better than that. It looks like it wasn't even snowing out there the way these guys are moving around.
It's
Talk
just
about
so
pyrotechnics.
All right, so look at that. By the way, shout out to Randy Moss and Chris Carter, who have become, with Devontae, the third receivers to have 100+ and that many touchdowns. 19-14. You want it again? Wait for it. Just wait a second. There he is, number 17. Hat trick, 3 touchdowns.
Double coverage, Kyle.
Yeah,
double
take
coverage.
it away, Nate. What do you think?
Where'd he go? You have 2 guys on him, safety in a corner, and he's wide open.
You're not on him anymore.
By the way, Sean, that was a 7th level Top Gun quote you just made right there, and I want you to know it did not go mad.
Hit the brakes. Fly right.
33-14. That's what Devontae did. Hit the brakes. Malcolm Butler all over him. I mean, just you can't really cover better than this. And he reaches down, grabs it with his fingertips and those yellow gloves. I mean, is he the best player in the league right now? I don't know if I'm talking about Roger or Devontae or both.
Got to be the shoes.
33-14. Is this guy the best player in the league? A.J. Dillon, no. But he was the best running back last night in a game that featured Derrick Henry. Dillon, look at it. Help, little help. I like it. That's a big load trying to get up over that Lambeau leap there. He gets up there, and listen, the Packers just dashed them 40-14. They won by a ton. Tannehill had a nice couple of plays, but 2 big picks. Derrick Henry, 98 yards, but sort of an afterthought. Let's hear from the headliners, the 2 guys who connected for 3 touchdowns, the #1 best tandem in the National Football League. Sorry, Mahomes and Kelsey. It's Devontae and Rodgers. What do you have to say?
Being around him has just made it so much better for me. Made this game so much more fun, and obviously the success has come due to having a strong guy like him being able to throw him the ball as well.
I've said for so long that Charles was the best player that I played with, and Charles could dominate in a way I've never seen a nickel corner dominate before. It's probably time to start putting Devontae in that conversation because he's that type of player. He's a special player.
How about that? High praise. Charles Woodson and Devontae Adams.
Sure, yeah, that's remarkable.
More highlights. We have Colts, Steelers. Steelers, they clinched the AFC North with a win. Okay, these guys have faced each other 7 times now. They're tied at 3-3. Forever linked. And here we go. Phillip Rivers trying to make something happen, and that is a strip by T.J. Watt. Picked up. Reservations for Hilton. I'm not talking about T.Y. Hilton, no, Michael Hilton. Got a couple of Hiltons in this one. Later in the second, Phillip Rivers, he's going downfield to a guy who's been stepping up and balling out for these guys, Zach Pascal. A great compliment to T.Y. Hilton. Okay, so it looks like the Colts are running away with this. And congrats to Phillip Rivers. He ties Marino for 5th most pass TDs. Wow. And Joe Hayden. He throws his helmet and frustrates him. He hating on that helmet. Don't be hating. All right, here we go. And then you're going to look up top. Who is that? Deontay Johnson, who had some struggles over the last few weeks catching the ball. A little fist pump right there. All right, now the wide receiver for the Steelers are making plays. The score at this point, 24-14. Phillip Rivers, who's he looking for? Eric Ebron. All right, make a play then, Eric. Everybody wants to talk about Eric. He even scores 20 touchdowns in the season.
It might be more like 30.
After that bacchiotomy he had last week.
You're right. And Eric is my guy. You know, Eric, I love you, bro. And you balled out in this one.
Double E.
And there's Cam Hayward. Big Cam takes down Phillip Rivers. Scored 24-21 at this point. A comeback ensues. And a big catch for Juju. He comes down with the catch, and everybody was watching. Is he going to celebrate? Is he going to do anything?
TikTok.
Yeah, he did like a diet TikTok. He was chilling. I think Juju is done with the dance, and he's focused on football. And you know what? Zach Pascal couldn't bring this one down. That football was a little bit high as James Conner and Ben Roethlisberger hug. And then Mike Tomlin high-fives his winning quarterback. The Steelers, they win this one 28-24.
At some point, we got to start calling him Iron Mike. All right, let's go to Kansas City right now. That man, Patrick Mahomes, trying to clinch a first-round bye and home field advantage with a win. On the 4-yard line right now, why wouldn't you go to Travis Kelce? I mean, this guy, You could call him a tight end if you want, but he's really a receiver. First tight end in NFL history with a multiple 100-plus catch seasons. All right, Chiefs are down 4. Mahomes to DeMarcus Robinson. That's right, 2 number ones right there. They take the 3-point lead, but listen, Atlanta Falcons fans, you know, the Falcons have been so good at the end of games, right? Here they are. They got a chance to tie the game. Younghoe Koo, he's been perfect all year. He can't believe it. He pushed it right. Matt Ryan can't believe it either. That is their season in a nutshell.
I bet Matt Ryan actually can believe it, Sean.
Yeah, he probably
I mean, he's popped up. They clinched the number 1 seed and a first-round bye.
And let's take a look now at the AFC Playoff Picture. After Sunday, the Chiefs clinched the number 1 seed with that win over those Falcons. The Colts are now on the outside looking in after that loss to those Steelers. They would need a win and one of the other 10-5 teams to lose in Week 17 to get in. And we've got one more AFC matchup tonight. The Bills head to Foxborough to take on the Patriots. If the Bills win, they will move back into, this is big for them,
More
the
football.
number 2 seed. More football.
This is
We
great.
can't get enough.
This has been the best weekend ever.
That's right. That's right. So now we know
Sprinkle a little
in
bit of
this
NBA.
conference, the road to the Super Bowl goes through Kansas City. But is it the Bills guys who are playing the best football in the AFC right now?
The Bills are really good, and it's going to be fascinating to see them go up against their big brother tonight. You know, he used to just bat them around for years. They may be playing the best football in terms of what they've strung together, but I am still going to direct all my attention to the Kansas City Chiefs. Right now, the Chiefs are taking some this morning because they needed a missed field goal to win. They didn't win pretty. They didn't score a lot of points. I have to come back to this. Since November 10th of 2019, the Kansas City Chiefs have lost 1 game. They've lost 1 game. That includes 3 playoff wins. That one loss they lost by 1 score to a division rival, and they put up 32 points themselves. No, it's the Chiefs. It is still the Chiefs. It's always going to be the Chiefs. I just think yesterday proves the point. They're so hard to beat. They weren't good yesterday. Mahomes was pretty flat. The defense didn't have any momentum. The Falcons' defense was fantastic and playing with their hair on fire. The Chiefs won. It was like every ingredient to beat the Chiefs, they still won. So listen, the Bills are no joke. Like, they are going to run through somebody, I think, in that opening round. It's not going to be the Chiefs who will be at home. The Chiefs next will get on an airplane if they're going to travel to Tampa, Florida. They do not play another road game until then. But listen, they're not putting up the style points yesterday. I still have to direct it there. They're still the juggernaut. They're still the one. Haven't lost a game. They've lost 1 game since November of last year. I think it's the Chiefs.
Yeah, respect the Chiefs. I can care less how they win the games. You look at the postseason last year, I'll keep bringing it up to remind people they were down to the Texans, came back and won. They were down to the Titans, came back and won. In the Super Bowl, they were down to the 49ers. So don't tell me about these guys struggling to get victories. It's all about getting wins at this point in the season.
Those Bills, though.
Those Bills, they look really good. They're strong. They have everything. They have a quarterback who should be in the conversation of MVP, even though Aaron Rodgers, I feel like, is the winner. And then you have a run game that's strong, right? Hard-nosed defense. And you have wide receivers that can make play for you, led by Stephon Diggs. But with that said, I would like to direct attention elsewhere, too.
Where are you going?
The Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
The Baltimore Ravens look good, and they've been through a lot this season.
Okay.
Guys on the COVID list, guys being banged up. Lamar Jackson, is he falling off? I mean, I thought he was our unanimous MVP. And people say, well, Nate, what about the teams that he played? Okay, what about those teams? The Cowboys, they beat him handily. We're talking 34-14.
Cowboys won 3 in a row.
Yeah, exactly. And then you look at the Browns, who were hot. They beat the Browns. Then they face the Jags, and what do we say all the time? Beat the teams you're supposed to beat. And they blew the Jags out. And then they beat up on your Giants. So you're talking about heating up at the right time, playing well at the right time. I would say watch out for the Jags. And you said something, it might have been like a month ago. Kyle said, don't let Lamar Jackson get hot.
Right.
Don't let the Jags offense figure it out. And all of a sudden, it looks like they got the juice back. Lamar's taking off in the pocket and running past everybody. Wide receivers are making plays. Oh, and by the way, Dez Bryant is back throwing up the X. I'm just saying, don't count out those Ravens just yet.
Yeah, don't throw an X dump on them.
That's a fact.
And they beat the Giants without Marcus Peters, right? He's banged up. Marlon Humphrey's been balling, so that's pretty good. Look, this is, style points matter right now for this conversation, right? We're talking about who's playing the best right now.
Sure. They do.
So let's just go. I mean, this is straight cash versus credit, right? We're talking about the Buffalo Bills, dollar bills, yo. Right? They're straight cash right now, right? They're playing great.
Make it rain.
We're going to find out tonight, though, whether that cash holds up and if they run out of cash. Right? So the divisional opponents and the Patriots, look, they've had their number, but look, they're donning the T-shirts and the hats for the first time since 1995. I don't even know if you were born then, but that's how long it's been for the Bills to get that divisional win. The credit that I'm talking about is the Kansas City Chiefs. You look young. I told you look great.
Thank you.
Turn back the
I
clock.
know.
You're like the Curious Case.
I was alive in '95, though. But I was born in the '70s.
You're like Benjamin Button.
Thank you.
Credit. All right, credit is the reigning Super Bowl champion. Patrick Mahomes led Kansas City Chiefs. That is the credit that I'm talking about right now. And if you want to buy anything, you want to buy that hardware, you want to buy the gold, you better have some credit. Cash will only get you so far. So, look, Edwards-Helaire went down with an injury. That changed things. Le'Veon Bell was a little banged up. He looked hurt in that game. So they need those guys to get healthy. That first-round bye would certainly help that. But I still think they're the best and most dangerous team in the NFL, let alone the AFC right now. And to your point, sometimes, look, like a shooter in the NBA, all right? You go out and you're clanking it off the rim. You need one shot. And at the end of the game, you make the three, you're the hero, and that's Mahomes and the Chiefs.
No doubt about it.
Well, a couple things about the Bills real quick. They do anticipate getting John Brown back.
Yep.
That will help an already stout receiving core. They have a great receiving core,
for sure.
The other thing is, Sean McDermott, very much a one play at a time, one day at a time kind of head coach, and like that comes across. Quietly, since he took over 4 years ago, he has challenged his team to envision. I get chills with this stuff because I'm such a football nerd. But he has challenged his team to envision at Bills Stadium hosting a playoff game and walking up the course to the stadium and then to the field, going down to the field actually when you go out there, and imagining those moments. They're going to get there. With a 2 seed, they would get there
for sure.
So I do think there's a little. You believe in karma. You believe in kind of process. We love that word in sports, right?
Yeah.
The Bills have lived that now for 4 years under